Hey guys, what's up? We are back. This week I am talking about 5 things that I wish I had known before I started freelancing. Cue scary music. When I started freelancing back when I was 21 years old, I definitely had no idea about all of the amazing and not so amazing things that were going to come along for the journey. You guys now catch me 7 years into freelancing, which is why I'm not sure I will be doing it for potentially that much longer. A lot of different things to share with you guys and disclose in the coming months, but I can at least sit here and reflect on the last 7 years of my life freelancing and give you guys 5 different tips that I wish I had known before I got started. And even if you've already gotten started or you are new to freelancing, these are still things that I believe can help you enjoy the ride and just have a better overall experience with it. So the first thing I'm going to cover in my list is to not take things personally. We are not prepared in any part of our schooling or upbringing to separate ourselves from the products that we create. We're taught how to create the products, we're taught how to be productive and efficient with it, but we are never taught any mindset, preparation or tips on how to separate yourself, your ego, your identity from the actual thing that you are outputting every day. So when I was getting started at 21 years old and people were saying to me, hey, your writing sucks, I was taking it personally. I was going, oh my God, they're telling me I'm a terrible writer. They're telling me I have no business doing this. And it was really playing into that feeling of the imposter syndrome. And the imposter syndrome can take down a lot of people, and guys, I already made a video about it if you want to watch and learn more about what is the imposter syndrome and why you should avoid it and how to overcome it. But you really want to do yourself a favor and almost kind of mentally prepare yourself for clients being unhappy, being dissatisfied, being rude. Some of these people are nuts and there's nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. It's a number game, right? If you're going to work with 100 people on Fiverr, chances are probably 5 to 10 of those 100 people are out of their minds. And there's nothing you can do about that. So when they say to you, I don't like this writing, it doesn't suit my needs, they're not saying to you, hey, you as a person suck and you should go F off. They're not saying that. They're just saying, for my particular needs on this project, this product you have delivered does not work for me. So how can we come to the proper conclusion here? And I think if you go into this with that mindset, you will avoid many problems. You'll avoid getting emotional with the buyers. If you write something inappropriate back to them, you could get an account warning. This happened to me a few times. Nobody wants account warnings, so I'm trying to spare you guys of that, to just separate yourself from the feedback that you get with your work. And I think you'll realize once you separate yourself emotionally from the work that you are producing, you'll be able to unplug from it at night better. You will be a more agile business person just in general. I think this is advice for anything. The second thing that I wish I had known before I got started freelancing is that you should read the Fiverr terms of service very thoroughly. There are very weird things in that terms of service that don't make any sense. For example, if you accept any type of order that involves you helping a student with their homework or applying to college or anything like that, you can get an account warning. If you deliver impartial work, you can get an account warning. And sometimes people will say, well, the buyer never responded and the timer was ticking down, so I had to do something. I totally understand, but it's actually still better that you get penalized for a late delivery as opposed to being caught with an impartial delivery. And I actually got an account demotion from delivering impartial work and having no idea that I wasn't supposed to do it. I had been delivering impartial work for years, and Fiverr finally one day flipped at me about it. And I said, well, I had no idea. I wasn't ever supposed to do this. And they said, well, you should have checked the terms of service. So I'm begging you guys, before you get on any freelancing site, go read the terms of service. It's not a normal terms of service that says, no swearing, no selling of illegal goods. It goes beyond that. There are some weird niche things in the terms of service that it's on you to be aware of. Fiverr does reserve the right to kick you off, to limit your account, as does any freelance marketplace that you're going to use. You have to abide by the terms of service. So please go read it, guys. Okay, so the third thing that I constantly kick myself over is raising your rates. I waited way too long to raise my rates multiple times in the beginning of my freelancing journey, and I realized that these people are actually, they're gonna stick with you if you raise your rates $5, $10, $15 because you are saving them money by being their go-to when they don't have to brief a new person every time on the background of the company, their values, on their mission statement. When you already know all of that for a client, you are saving them money by being that much more efficient and productive for them. So if you raise your prices like $10, they're not gonna go anywhere. 95% are gonna hang hang on with you, and now you're gonna be making more money. I was really stubborn about this. I was convinced I'd lose my clients. I didn't want to ruin a good thing. I had all the typical things that are probably going through your heads going through mine, and every time I've raised my prices and my clients go nowhere, I want to kick myself, because then you start thinking to yourself, wow, how much earlier could I have done this? How much more money would I have made by now if I had just raised my rates? I'm not saying that you should raise your rates every month though either. Bonus tip, when you change your rates on Fiverr, it does drop you out of the algorithm for a couple weeks, because the algorithm has to come to identify you and your new rates once you change them, which is why I say to people, don't mess around with rates for about probably 6 months at a time is when I would reevaluate what you're charging. And if you're starting out at the $10, $15, $20, $25 mark, don't add $50 on, don't go crazy here. Start with small increments of $5, $10, $15. You'll be ecstatic that you're even making $5 more than you were yesterday. So go slow with it, but definitely don't wait 3 years to raise your prices like I did. The fourth thing that I absolutely wished I had known before I started freelancing is that people find it interesting. Look, you guys are listening to me right now because you are interested in this. You want to know everything you can possibly know about making money online and about freelancing, and I don't blame you for a single second. If I had had access to my videos 7 years ago, I would have binged every last one of them because I would have been obsessed with being the best. And a freelancing journey at any step in the process is interesting to other people. Even if you're brand new and you've only made $5, that's okay. They want to know, what's your background? Did you go to college? What are you selling? Who bought it? Did you get a 5-star review? They want to know everything. And if you start sharing your freelancing journey on your social media, you can actually monetize that. When you start to get a larger social following, TikTok pays you for views. Instagram is now paying people to go live with their badges feature. Brands start to reach out to you and say, hey, can you promote our credit card? We'll pay you X, Y, and Z. You can actually start to monetize the actual experience of being a freelancer. It's kind of like some Inception thing if you think about it, but it makes a lot of sense. So I waited 4 years before I started posting about my day-to-day as a freelancer, my tips, tricks, education, all of it. I hid it for 4 years because I told myself, oh, this is boring, nobody will care, it's just freelancing, it's just Fiverr, and I was so wrong. And I'm 28 today, I've been posting very heavily about it for 1 year now, and it has undoubtedly changed my life, but I'm not the only person who's out here freelancing, and I've seen other people start posting about their freelancing journey too, and I've seen their social blow up because there's not a finite amount of freelancing content out there. There can be an unlimited amount, just like everyone watches the same food video every day. We've all seen someone eat a hot dog, but suddenly when it comes up in our Instagram feed with the ASMR, sound effects, next thing you know, you're watching the 40th person eat a hot dog. Because there's not a certain cap to the amount of content people are going to consume, and especially if it's content that provides value to them, much like you guys are watching this video right now because I'm providing free education to you. So please do not hide your freelancing journey like I did. Get out there and start posting it. Okay, so the final thing I wish I had known about before I started freelancing is how lonely it can be. And that's exactly why I made my Facebook group, so people don't have to feel lonely anymore, and I have it linked in the section below. But freelancing can be lonely, so you want to find your tribe. You want to find your people who are going to support you. Make friends on Instagram, find other people new in the freelancing journey and DM them, connect with them, support each other, message each other when things get tough. Your family might not necessarily know what you're doing or support what you're doing, and that's okay. You can't force everyone to support you, but you need to have a support team in place. You cannot do anything alone. It's not healthy, it's not normal. And again, that's why I made my Facebook group, because you can meet people in it. You guys can connect out of the Facebook group. You can even get orders from my Facebook group. Many amazing things can happen from that group. But freelancing can be lonely, and I never want to downplay that. And I had some idea that it would be lonely going into it, but I feel like I didn't quite know how lonely it could be. So don't do what I did. Instead, get your support team in place before you dive in head first, and then that way when the first difficulty or obstacle comes your way, you will already be prepared to handle it because you'll have people who will be supporting you along the way. So if you're out there, guys, right now and you're a freelancer, you're brand new, you've been doing this for a year or 2 or 10, I'd love to hear the things that you wish you had known before you started freelancing below. I love hearing about other people's experiences. I'm certainly not the first nor the last person to be freelancing on Fiverr and making a good income from it. So don't be shy, guys. Definitely drop your stories down below. And if you're watching this, if you want to partner in any capacity, or if you have anything you want to run by me, or a YouTube topic even, don't be shy. Always feel free to email me at contact@alexfasulo.com. fasulo.com. All right, guys, hope you loved this week's episode. As always, show me some love below. If you see me getting destroyed somewhere on the internet, please say a positive word for me. Please, I could use it. And if you haven't listened to my podcast yet, I just wrapped season 1. There are 22 free episodes jam-packed with information that will help you guys with freelancing, making money online, and mindset development. Reviews are greatly appreciated. With that, guys, I will be back next week. Bye.